They said it was our window on the world. They said it had the power to make the common man uncommon. It came into our homes and changed our lives for all time to come. It was television.
I Remember Television, a perspective on the past, the programs and personalities of television's first decade. Presented by KVCR Television and your host, Ed Rothhaar.
And this week, as I promised you at the beginning of this, our 12th season, and in answer to your many requests, which continue to come in, we have more episodes in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Now, to be sure, I want you to recognize one or two points about this version of Sherlock Holmes. The actor playing Holmes is not the Jeremy Brett of late and fond memory, who many of you remember on the long-running PBS series from England adapting the Holmes stories to American television. Nor is it the Holmes I knew in my youth, in many a wayward spent afternoon in the Saturday matinees watching Basil Rathbone in the role of the great sleuth. And there have been many other fine actors over the years on the British and the American stage, in film, on radio, who have essayed this role. But the first one to do it on television for this country was an actor named Ronald Howard. He is the son of the late Leslie Howard, whom, of course, you recall as Ashley Wilkes of Gone with the Wind fame and many other fine films of the late 30s and early 40s. Ronald Howard, in the role of Holmes, is joined by another fine actor, a character actor named H. Marion Crawford, who plays the part of Dr. John Watson, Mr. Holmes' ever-present chronicler of the cases, companion and roommate at 221B Baker Street. The series was produced really only for one season on film in black and white in France, of all places. And one of the reasons that Sheldon Reynolds, the producer, chose the French site for his production was because in 1953-54, when this was produced, France was relatively inexpensive as a place to make television film. The locales looked like England, and they got a lot of bang for the buck, so to speak, because it has a rather lavish look about it, but it was a relatively inexpensive production. Intended for syndicated use in this country, half hour once a week, for one season, the 1954-55 season. Many of us remember it fondly. And the first episode we have for you today chronicles, or at least attempts to tell the story, of how it is that Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes came to meet in the first place. It deals with a young woman accused of having murdered her fiancé. Holmes, however, is not convinced that she did the deed. Let's see what happens as we fade from present-day color television to the black and white of syndicated television in the 1954-55 season for the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, as I remember television.
The city you consider as home is never so attractive as when you return to it after long and difficult times in other parts of the world. My name is Dr. John Watson. I had served and been wounded in the more remote regions of Afghanistan and had been discharged from the army with specific instructions to rest. The sight of London again was already working its soothing tonic. As I rode through the familiar streets, I never suspected that a chance introduction would lead me into the most amazing adventure of my entire life.
Hi, Stanford. Watson, old man. Hello, how have you been? It's good to see you.
Not as well as you, obviously.
You look great, old man.
Heard you were wounded.
Well, it could have been much worse.
Sit down. Care for a drink?
No one.
Good. Well, what are your plans now?
Sure, nothing really at the moment. I'm looking for lodgings. Trying to solve the old problem of comfortable quarters at a reasonable price.
That's odd. There's a second man today that's used that expression.
Really? Who's the other?
Oh, you wouldn't know him. He's doing some work in the chemical laboratory at the hospital. Might be interesting.
Yes, well, I wouldn't mind sharing a flat with somebody if he was all right.
Well,
Anything wrong?
Oh, no. He's rather strange.
Oh, what's wrong with him?
Oh, nothing wrong with Holmes. That's his name, Sherlock Holmes. Well, when I saw him this morning, he was doing some research with a corpse.
Oh, what was he doing?
He was beating it with a stick.
I beg your pardon?
Did you ring, sir?
2 shillings, Smith.
Very good, sir. What did you say this Sherlock Holmes fellow was doing?
He was beating a corpse with a stick.
Oh? What in heaven's name do you want to do that for?
He wanted to find out if it was possible to inflict a bruise on a body after death.
Why?
You know?
Did you ask him?
That's another strange thing about this Holmes. Somehow, one never thinks to question him.
It really works. You realize you've just entered the greatest chapter in the history of forensic medicine. You're Dr. Watson.
Yes, I am. What works?
A foolproof test for hemoglobin. You realize what this means, of course.
No, I don't. You must be Sherlock Holmes.
It will create a revolution in criminal investigation. Yes, I'm Holmes.
How did you know I was Watson?
Because you've just come back from Afghanistan. How do you do?
How you do? How did you know I'd just come back from Afghanistan?
Well, it's written all over you. The problem has generally been that a man is suspected of a crime months after the crime is committed. Then when they find bloodstains on objects of clothing, they can't be sure if it's blood, mud, or rust stains. But this solves the whole thing, of course.
Oh, of course. Of course. Stanford told me you're looking for someone to share a flat you'd found.
You know, if this test had been in existence a year ago, it would have meant that von Bishop of Frankfurt would most certainly have been hung. And that goes for Mason of Bradford, Muller, and O'Fay, naturally.
Naturally. Who are these people?
Did you know, I'm delighted to meet you, Watson. I think you'll like the flat. It's in Baker Street, by the way. Oh, we could pop round this afternoon and have a look at it if you care.
Yes. Oh, yes, rather. I'd like that.
Good. Did you mind if I play the violin?
No, go right ahead.
No, I don't mean now. I mean when we're sharing the flat.
Oh, no, of course not. I like a bit of good music.
Oh, good. I'm not very good.
Oh. Tell me, Holmes,
Yes.
how did you know I just got back from Afghanistan?
Well, it's obvious.
Now, that's what you said before. It isn't a bit obvious.
You're a doctor, that much we know. But with the air of a military man, therefore an army doctor. You've acquired a sunburn. I know it's not your natural color because your wrists are white. Your eyes tell me that you've recently been ill. I'd say some sort of tropical fever. You use your left arm stiffly as though you'd sustained a wound. Now the problem becomes, where would an army doctor have contracted a fever, sustained a wound? The answer, my dear Watson, is in the present campaign in Afghanistan, naturally.
Naturally. Of course, it's obvious. Naturally. We examined the rooms at 221B Baker Street that afternoon and promptly moved in on the following day. I had, at this point, known Sherlock Holmes for only 24 hours. But the man's fantastic powers of perception, coupled with the almost unpredictable personality I'd ever encountered, kept me in a state of constant surprise when I wasn't being shocked. It was unbelievable, the things he knew and the things he didn't know.
Now, really, my dear Holmes, you mean to tell me you didn't know that the Earth moved around the sun?
Really?
But every school child knows that.
Well, now I know it, too. And I shall promptly proceed to forget it.
But why?
Yes. Why? Why should I remember it?
Well, because it's a natural phenomenon.
Well, is it important? Does it affect us? If you told me the Earth went round the moon, would it make any possible difference to our way of life?
Well, to put it that way, no.
Then it's useless information, and I shall do my best to forget it. I advise you to do the same.
At times, I thought the man was joking and simply having a bit of fun at my expense. But I soon learned that he was in dead earnest. I also, unknown to him, made a brief classification of the man's knowledge. Literature? Nothing. Philosophy? Nothing. Astronomy? Nothing. Politics? Disinterested. Botany? He knew everything there was to know about poisons and absolutely nothing about practical gardening. Chemistry? Profound. Sensational literature? Without question, Sherlock Holmes knew the details of every horror perpetrated in the last 100 years.
I believe we have a visitor.
Really? Who's coming here?
I believe so. I would also say he's a retired sergeant of Marines.
Oh, you know the man?
Never clapped eyes on him before in my life.
Well, in that case, that's one of the wildest statements I ever heard. How can you possibly guess he's a retired sergeant of Marines? You've never seen him.
A guess, my dear Watson. A calculated deduction.
Yes, he is coming up here. Do you mind if I ask him his profession?
Oh, by all means. Now, where did I put my violin case?
Oh, it's over here. There you are.
Ah, my old friend.
Come in.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I have a message here from Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Sir?
Do you mind telling me your occupation?
Not at all, sir. I'm a civil servant employed by the police department.
Thank you. I just wondered.
Not at all, sir.
How long have you been with the police department?
Just a year, sir. Before that, I was a sergeant in the Marines. Good day, gentlemen.
How did you know?
An interesting letter, Watson. A very interesting letter. Perhaps you'd like to come with me.
Where?
To catch a murderer, of course.
Of course. How did you know that that man was an ex-sergeant of Marines?
Who?
A messenger from the police.
Oh, yes, the retired sergeant of Marines.
That's what I said.
Well, there's nothing mysterious about such observations, my dear Watson, but unfortunately, when explained, they lose their romantic order of mystery. My decision was based on observation and logical deduction. The man had a large anchor tattooed on the back of his hand. This was visible from our window.
I admit I didn't notice it at the time, but since you mention it, I think there was an anchor.
Oh, there was indeed. He also wore regulation sideburns, had a slight nautical roll. Thus, I judged him a Marine. Oh, guess, I grant you, but only a refinement of guesses one makes every day. Don't be so disgruntled, Watson. Test your own powers of observation. We are entering the perfect situation.
Oh, what are we entering?
A house that holds a murdered man. Is Inspector Lestrade inside?
Yes, sir. May I have your name, please?
Yes, Sherlock Holmes. This is Dr. Watson.
Oh, that's quite all right, sir. Inspector Lestrade gave instructions to admit you.
Oh, good. Oh, by the way, has the body been removed?
Oh, sir, but the medical examiner's just gone.
Oh, thank you. Let's hope they haven't moved things about too much. The police forces of the world seem to have an organized science of messing things about.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Holmes.
Now then, move along there, everybody, move along. There's nothing to see today.
I don't know. I swear I don't know. I tried to help him. Don't you believe me? I had to do what I could. It was instinctive.
It's instinctive for a woman like you to commit murder.
That's not true. You know it's not true. I know you hate me, but you can't believe I'd do a thing like this.
Yes, I can, and I do.
Please.
She's a murderess. You know it as well as I. She murdered your brother.
It's a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. The entire story's a lie. The relationship you had with my son was a lie. My son's been murdered. This girl's a murderess. Why she did it, what her motive was, I don't know. They were engaged without my blessing. I can only be grateful that she gains nothing by her crime. Your duty now is to convict her.
Just a moment, please. Notice the angle of incision, Watson.
Yes.
And the force of the blow and the general penetration of the upper region of the chest. How long would you estimate before loss of consciousness?
Well, it's difficult to say.
90 seconds. Minutes?
Oh, between the two.
I see. And death?
Shortly thereafter.
2 minutes. 3?
3 or 4, I'd say.
Thank you, Watson. All right, take him out. Forgive the interruption. I would prefer to have been invited before the body had been moved.
I thought you'd be interested, Holmes.
Oh, thank you, Lestrade. Well, may I introduce my friend, Dr. Watson, Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard.
How do you do?
How do you know?
So you're completely stuck, eh, Lestrade?
What do you mean?
Well, you thought I'd be interested. Why don't you admit it? You're in a jam. Magnificent cabinet work, don't you think?
What you say isn't exactly true, Holmes. I've done you a favor. This is an interesting case. Of course, there are 1 or 2 unexplained details, but I don't believe it'll be long before we're
What's
clear.
your principal problem?
There's no motive.
I found this girl with a knife in her hand. My brother lying dead on the floor.
I found Peter on the floor. I tried to help him
By stabbing him?
by removing the knife. Anybody would have done the same thing. I love him.
My dear young lady, there's no cause for you to alarm yourself. No one's accusing you of what happened.
This would be a clear-cut case if only she had a reason for murdering. There happened to be a policeman outside the house during the murder, and he said that no one came in except her.
Well, what about the others? Who benefits by her death?
Well, no one. The estate was left in such a way that if he died before he married, everything went to charity.
My dear Inspector Lestrade, he didn't die before he married. This young lady and the man whose body was carried out of here had been married for at least a week. In the event of his death, I imagine everything passes to her.
And now we return to the case of the Cunningham heritage.
How did you know they were married?
Weren't you?
Yes, a week ago.
Then you do benefit by my brother's death. You're his heir.
I don't know if I am or not. I only know I didn't kill him. I swear I didn't.
Where were you married?
We went down to Brighton last weekend.
Well, why didn't Peter say anything about it?
I don't know. He asked me not to say anything. Of course I didn't.
I'm afraid, young lady, I'll have to ask you to accompany me to headquarters.
Sam.
Excuse me, Inspector. I think I should tell my mother.
Oh, yes, of course.
Tell me, Holmes, how did you know they were married?
Well, the man's hands had the remains of a sunburn and the fading marks of a narrow ring, but not as yet that indentation of the finger a ring generally leaves. A weekend in the sun at Brighton explains the whole thing perfectly.
I didn't notice these things.
Yes, I know. The young lady's hands were also sunburned, and to the same degree.
Then the case is solved.
Yes, it would appear so, wouldn't it?
What are you looking for?
How do you see that?
What? Well, that's only the cut in the carpet.
Yes, but it's a fresh one.
Yes, but what does it mean?
That's a good question.
You'll stop looking for clues now, Holmes.
Ah, you solved the case then?
Completely.
Oh, splendid.
Seems this girl had a record. 9 months in the woman's prison in Holloway, from the 21st of February 1892 to the 21st of November 1892. She was employed as a governess and convicted for stealing £300 from her employer.
It's quite true. I knew you'd find out sometime. I made a mistake 5 years ago, but I paid for it. But Peter knew all about it before we were married. I never tried to hide it from him.
You didn't know what else you had in mind.
I had nothing else in mind except that I loved him.
I'm afraid I must ask you to go with the officer, miss. Rather, madam. Well, that's how I like my cases. Fast and simple.
Oh, indeed. You must tell me some more about it.
Well, there's nothing to tell, really. Her story was that Peter asked her to call here at 10 sharp. She arrived, found the door open for her, came in here and found him writhing on the floor with a knife in his chest. She screamed, pulled it out. Just then, Brother Ralph walked in. Peter died without saying another word. So she stabbed him for the inheritance and was caught in the act. Simple.
Well, holding off a law. Couldn't be simpler, could it, Watson?
Well, I still think it's a tragedy.
Yes, but my job, Dr. Watson, we run up against it all the time. Yeah?
No, thank you. Well, I suppose you've had some amazing adventures.
Yes, but one learns to have a real philosophy of life and get a good perspective.
Yes, I suppose so. But just the same, I think it's a pity.
Just another case of a clever girl being too clever.
The clever girl who intended to murder her husband, he certainly chose the most stupid possible way to commit the crime.
What was that?
Well, what's this?
Checkbook.
Oh, amazing deduction, Lestrade. Look.
So Peter Cunningham drew a check for £1,000.
6 weeks ago, and 5 weeks ago, and 4, and 3, and 2, and that's all.
Well?
They're drawn to cash.
Well, I don't get your point. He was a very rich man.
Well, it's a great deal of cash.
It was his own money. I suppose he could do what he liked with it.
You may have hit the proverbial nail, Lestrade.
Now, look here, Holmes. You're trying to start something that just doesn't exist.
Do you think so?
I have a great deal of respect for your opinion, Holmes. But your trouble is that you can't leave things alone. If there isn't a mystery, you have to make one, or you're not happy.
You're right, I'm not happy. There are marks on the carpet indicating a struggle. The man whose body was carried out of here was over 6 feet in height. If he had struggled with the girl who had left here, I don't think he'd have lost.
She surprised him.
Oh, but he was expecting her.
That's her story. I'd say she sneaked up on him.
What, had stabbed him in the chest? How do you sneak up on someone and stab him in the chest, Lestrade?
Now, look here, Holmes. You're trying to start something, and I just won't stand for it. That girl's a jailbird, and she's guilty, and she's going to hang. And that's the end of the case.
I see Inspector Lestrade is up to his usual mental gymnastics, trying to hammer square pegs into round holes.
Well, it's been a great pleasure meeting you, Inspector.
I warn you to keep away from that man, Holmes, or you'll be insane in less than a week.
What time is it?
Oh, 10:30.
Perhaps you'd like to take a little stroll with me.
Why?
I'd like to investigate this afternoon's affair a bit further.
Oh, yes. I'd like that. I thought you'd forgotten about it.
Not at all. I've been thinking about it all evening. Shall we go? Then we must exchange our thoughts en route.
Where are we going?
To the Cunningham house.
I didn't know you made an appointment there.
I didn't.
Oh, well, who do you expect to see?
No one, I hope.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, Holmes, but I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean when you say you want to go to the Cunningham house and you don't. You can't do that.
What?
Well, you can't break into the house.
Why not?
It's against the law, that's why not. Why, if we're caught.
That's it.
What is?
If we're caught.
But that makes no difference. It makes no difference at all. The thing is, if we're caught, it's against the law. Quickly now. But look, Holmes, we can't keep it. Come on.
Inspector. Oh, good evening, Sergeant. Everything all right?
Yes, sir.
I just thought Sherlock Holmes might have dropped by.
Where'd you get the key? My key is a burglar's too.
A burglar's too?
The street clear?
Yeah.
How do you know he's out?
Because I had a spy watching the house. Go through that cabinet.
What am I looking for?
Well, papers, bank statements, anything to indicate passage of money from Peter Cunningham's account. Go on.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Looking for something and you don't know what in order to catch somebody and you don't know who. Quite ridiculous.
Nothing over my side. Keep looking.
Who do you think's got it? Whatever it is we're looking for.
Why did Peter Cunningham try to hide the fact of his marriage? A week or a month would remain indifference as far as his mother was concerned. She would never have consented to his new bride anyway.
He married her to prove to me that my blackmail wouldn't stop him. And then he withheld the fact in order to give me 1 week to clear out of the country before he exposed me.
The money he paid you went to buying up your promissory notes.
I was being pressed, Mr. Holmes. My brother's engagement to a jailbird gave me a perfect opportunity to extract a little money from him. In fact, if he hadn't been such a bullhead, it could have gone on for quite some time.
A jailbird, as you put it, makes the perfect murder suspect.
Perfect, Mr. Holmes. And you and Dr. Watson make perfect burglary suspects. When I report your death to the police, they can't possibly blame me for defending the sanctity of my home.
Well done, Watson.
Oh, I could have done a bit better, only it was my bad shoulder.
Quite all right, Watson. Think no more about it.
So that's our murderer.
Yes, the only possible one, of course. Only a man could have struck that blow. Peter died, as you say, within 3 or 4 minutes.
And there was a bobby outside the whole time.
Yes. Crystal clear.
Oh, completely obvious.
Well, what do we do now? What's going on here? Who fired that shot?
We will sit with the good inspector, and with the aid of our evidence, a bit of logic, and a few simple diagrams, we will endeavor to convince him that night follows day and that 1 and 1 inevitably makes 2.
How did you two get in here anyway?
Now, Inspector, calm yourself, calm yourself. Come, sit down. Now, there's a good fellow. Sit right here. Now, you see, we have a great deal to talk about.
Also present with Inspector Lestrade was Dr. John Watson and a personal friend of the inspector's, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. This is ridiculous. It's fantastic. This isn't the way it happened at all.
This will revolutionize investigation, Watson.
This whole account is a lie.
Fingerprints, Watson. That's the coming thing.
Oh, nonsense. What are you going to do about this?
A bit more research. Here, give me your fingers on this sheet of paper.
Holmes. Are you going to sit there with these disgusting little smudges and let them get away with this?
Beg your pardon?
Well, I won't. They're going to hear from me. Brilliant Inspector Lestrade, indeed. Why, it took you 3 hours to convince that bonehead. I don't know. Never in my life have I heard. I said he was innocent.
I wonder if he got more than a shoulder wound in Afghanistan. Oh.
In black and white, from 1954, there you have The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, as I remember television. Please come back to present-day color TV. Recently, our director of these weekly visits, Al Gondos, when we were talking about the production values of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which, as I said earlier, was produced relatively inexpensively in post-war France for syndication in this country, Al commented on the signature music. And while at the moment I don't remember the composer's name, he was indeed French, and Al suggests that the music, like all good television themes of the era, set the tone for the series beautifully. And he seems to think people kind of tune in, if for no other reason, just to hear that great music at the beginning of every episode, as we see the coach on the cobblestone streets outside of 221B Baker Street. In other words, mood and atmosphere highlighted by quality music designed to set the tone for the entire production. Looking back, I'm of the opinion that however low the budget was, and the fact that no U.S. television network ever picked up for national distribution this series, I think it was a high mark in quality television adaptation, particularly of the Holmes series. I hope you enjoyed that first episode, the Cunningham Heritage. Now, let's go to our second episode of the week, which deals with some mysterious gold coins that seem to portend imminent death. But Mr. Holmes thinks it's murder. Quick, Watson, the game's afoot. Let's fade then from present-day black and white television to a long ago evening on TV in black and white syndication, 1954, for The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, as I remember television.
Dr. John Watson. I shared a flat at 221B Baker Street with a young man named Sherlock Holmes. This would normally be a simple statement of simple fact, but I had learned in the first few weeks of our association that the normal process of returning home was in itself an adventure. I never knew what to expect. I seldom expected what I found. I had decided to spend a quiet evening at home, and I was determined not to become involved in any new scheme that Holmes would invent.
Sulfate gas. Oh? Do you remember the Dietrich case, when the defense tried to prove that no one could produce a deadly poison without a trained chemist? No. Well, I'm going to try it now. With kitchen utensils and a secondary school chemistry book. I knew it could be done. There it is, Watson. Brilliant.
Now you've got to...
That woman was guilty as a vulture. Clever, too.
Holmes, I wish you wouldn't forget that we've got to live in these rooms.
Can't imagine why the prosecution didn't think of this.
The gentleman arrived here in a hansom. Appears to be coming out here.
What else did you notice about our visitor?
Why, no, I say about 30-ish, conservatively dressed, a man of modest means. What do you think, Holmes?
I don't know. I didn't see him. You did.
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. Oh, excuse me. Boy, do come in, will you?
Good morning. Is this Sherlock Holmes's flat?
Yes, indeed. Oh, sulfate gas.
Oh.
Mr. Holmes has been experimenting. That's Mr. Holmes.
How do you do, Mr. Holmes? How do you do? I must apologize for calling upon you without an appointment, Mr. Holmes, but it is urgent.
May I present my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson?
How do you do?
How do you do?
Now then, Mr. Winthrop. Mr. Harvey Winthrop, isn't it?
Have we met before, sir?
No, but you mustn't underestimate your reputation. Won't you come in?
And sit down. Thank you. Over there. I had heard your powers of observation were remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Perhaps you also know the purpose of my visit.
I can only say it's a personal matter.
How do you know?
It is always a personal matter when one consults me rather than the police.
Of course. But my reason to see you actually concerns my elder brother, John. It is he who controls the family wealth. In the event of his death, I would be sole heir.
Does his death seem imminent?
Well, his life has been threatened.
In what way?
I noticed you didn't ask by whom.
You took pains to point out that only you would benefit by your brother's death. If you knew who made the threat, you wouldn't be so concerned with your own innocence.
You're right. I do not know who's making these threats. Actually, I don't even know if it is a who.
I beg your pardon, sir?
Well, it is possibly a what, Dr. Watson. In this case, the heritage of every old family. A family legend.
What is the Winthrop legend?
Every member of the family destined for a violent death finds about his person silver coins.
Silver coins? Oh, you mean like those silver coins the pirates use, called pieces of 8?
Exactly, Dr. Watson. Pieces of 8 as a warning, and at the time of death, a gold doubloon.
Have these coins any special significance?
30 years ago, my father was killed by a fall down the stairs in the main hall of Winthrop Manor. A gold doubloon was found under his body.
Was he actually seen to fall downstairs?
No. The manor was closed and has remained so ever since.
I assume your brother has discovered several silver coins?
Each day for the past 7 days.
I see. What has been his reaction?
He has decided for the first time in 30 years to reopen Winthrop Manor.
In defiance of the legend?
Exactly. We are going to be there this weekend.
Who is we?
My brother, my fiancée, and myself. And I would like you too, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, to be there as well.
Well, that's very good of you, sir.
Do you have any other evidence to substantiate your belief?
I was very young in those days, but I can still remember the sight of my father's body at the bottom of those stairs.
Dr. Watson and I will arrive at Winthrop Manor this Friday night.
Oh, thank you very much. If there is anything I can do until then, or if there's any question you want to ask me before, please don't hesitate to call upon me at any time.
We'll do that.
Thank you. Again, thank you, gentlemen.
Not at all. Good day, you, sir. Good day. Well, Holmes, what do you think?
I think it's amazing the extent to which people will go to obscure the simple facts of murder or threatened murder.
You don't believe in the legend?
Nonsense.
Well, but after all, Holmes, you said yourself that these things very often have a basis of fact.
The odor lingers. There was no mention of that in the Dietrich's case.
I'm a man of science myself, Holmes, you know that. And yet there are things that happen every day for which they have no logical explanation.
How would Mrs. Dietrichs have removed the odor?
Of course, it could work equally well both ways. Winthrop himself admitted that in the event of his brother's death, he was the heir to the estate. His visit here might have been a blind.
The solution of a murder, Watson, is infinitely easier than the prevention. We have committed ourselves to a weekend in a drafty manor house that has been closed for 30 years. We will watch and we will wait. And in time, we will apprehend the persons or ghosts who will commit the murder of the Winthrop legend.
Thank you.
Holmes?
Yes, we were worried that you were caught in the storm. I'm Mrs. John Winthrop.
How do you do? I'm Dr. Watson. This is Sherlock Holmes.
How do you do?
I'm very pleased to meet you. You can leave your things here and go into the sitting room. We've managed to get it comfortably warm. I'll have your luggage brought up to your room. You'll have to excuse the inconveniences of the house. My husband's decision to spend the weekend here was rather sudden, and I'm afraid we're understaffed.
Please don't concern yourself with us, Mrs. Winthrop. I'm sure we'll be very comfortable.
Oh, there you are. I'm glad you made it before the storm. I see you've already met my sister-in-law.
Yes, we have.
How do you do?
Oh, Harvey, perhaps you can show Dr. Watson and Mr. Holmes to their rooms.
Yes, you probably want to freshen up.
Good evening, gentlemen.
This is my brother, John Winthrop. Dr. Watson.
How do you do?
How do you do? How do you do?
How do you do, sir?
I hope you'll be comfortable. Or as comfortable as possible in a house that's been closed for 30 years. I feel I should apologize.
Not at all, sir. I'm sure everything will be fine.
I hope so. Come down to the sitting room when you're ready. It's a bit more cheerful there.
Let me show you to your rooms, gentlemen.
Come along, my dear.
You didn't mention your brother was married.
Didn't I? I thought I had.
Then surely she would be the heir to the estate if anything should happen to your brother.
No, the estate upon his death goes to the next male member of the family.
Oh, I see.
How did Mrs. Winthrop lose her sight?
It was a riding accident, shortly after they were married. My sister-in-law is a remarkable woman, Mr. Holmes. She took to her new way of living with cheerfulness and thoroughness.
Yes, it's always encouraging to hear of such cases. And it reflects great credit on those surrounding the patient.
Oh, Peg, I want you to meet...
Dr. Watson. And you must be Sherlock Holmes. Harvey has told me so much about you.
Gentlemen, my fiancée, Miss Margaret Hall.
How do you do?
How do you do, Miss Hall?
John and Alice are in the drawing room, darling. We'll be down shortly.
All right, darling. I think we're going to have a wonderful weekend, in spite of this old house. Don't keep yourselves from us too long, gentlemen.
You're a very lucky man, Mr. Winthrop. She's a lovely girl.
As a matter of fact, you know, there's some very good hunting country around here. Do you go in for that sort of thing, Mr. Holmes?
On occasion, sir. Not very often, thank you.
My wife thinks I'm a bit reckless. She worries about my neck. A glass, my dear.
Thank you.
That appears to be a preoccupation with more than one member of your family, sir.
You mean my brother, too? And the reason for your being here? Nonsense.
I said the same thing.
And you agree with me? You, too, think it's a lot of rubbish?
I don't think we're referring to the same thing, sir.
I'm talking about the legend, of course.
Ah, I see.
May I ask, sir, what precautions you've taken against it?
What would one do? How does one fight a myth? Well, what's your opinion, Mr. Holmes? Should I take this matter seriously?
You are obviously taking it seriously by defying it. By coming down here to prove that it doesn't exist.
Jove, I hadn't thought of it like that. You're dead right, of course. But let me put it like this. Do you really believe the legend is dangerous?
You are obviously overlooking the second conclusion, sir. If the legend is real and beyond our understanding, then your life may be being threatened by the supernatural. If we rule that out, then the threat has a very realistic source. In either case, the threat remains.
Hadn't thought of it that way.
But there are just the 6 of us here, Mr. Holmes. Surely if there is danger for John, it couldn't come from any of us.
There are just the 6 of us now, Miss Hall. Now there are 7.
John, what is it?
Nothing, my dear, nothing at all. I think we'd better go into dinner.
Excellent idea.
I don't like it, Holmes.
Neither do I, Watson. Neither do I. Oh, come in, Watson. Oh, don't be alarmed, old chap. I don't think this contraption has been fired for centuries.
You could hardly expect me to know that from here, Holmes.
It seems it's working after all.
I wanted to talk to you about that dinner we just had.
Oh, yes, yes. Excellent, Doc. Don't you agree?
Well, it was better than the conversation, or lack of conversation, I grant you.
Well, quite natural under the circumstances. Everyone's suspecting things they'd rather not say.
What do you make of it, Holmes?
Did you realize that young Harvey Winthrop was in love with Alice before she married his brother?
Holmes, you're fantastic. How did you determine that?
He told me. Oh. Oh, have you got a match, Watson?
Yes, I think I should have. Holmes, look.
Yes, I know. I slipped it in your pocket during dinner.
You what?
I just wanted to see how easy it was to plant those things on someone else.
Well, really, Holmes, for all you know, I might... He's dead. Neck broken. A gold doubloon.
What's happened? Will someone tell me? What's happened?
And now, we return to the case of the Winthrop legend. Had quite a time getting back here. The roads are turning bad.
Harvey Winthrop.
Good evening, sir. Could you get everybody together and see if we can try and get this thing sorted out? Where's the body?
Over there.
Broken neck. Died instantly.
What do you say? You up there?
Oh, good evening, Constable. That is Mr. Holmes. I've spoken to you about him.
Oh, yes. Good evening to you, Mr. Holmes. Glad to have you on this case.
His wife.
Been a terrible shock for her.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, I'd like to discuss this case with you. I've got several theories. Dr. Watson was telling me coming down in the carriage.
I think it would be better if she retired for a while. These will help.
Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Watson summarized the legend for me on the way down, but quite frankly, Mr. Holmes, I would say we're opposed to a devilish mind here.
Holmes, really? I don't know. What on earth do you think you're doing?
A button. At the very least, the very least. Observe, Watson, I've almost torn a button loose.
Oh, so I should think after all those acrobatics. Are you going to sit like that all evening?
And you're
that the late Mr. John Winthrop fell down a long flight of exceptionally sharp stone stairs without damaging his clothing.
What's that? I'd better check.
Yes, I think you had.
He may not have torn a button, but he suffered some very severe damage to his neck, I'd like to remind you.
An indisputable fact, my dear Watson.
Well, what are you getting at, Holmes?
That's right. Now we're getting somewhere. Come on, Watson, let's examine the situation more thoroughly. The killing blow was struck at the back of the neck, is that right?
It was. He must have struck the edge of the stairs. He fell.
Stone, edges quite sharp. The wound be deeper, more pronounced, Watson. Would you re-examine the injuries like a good fellow?
Mm-hmm. Well, the skin's broken, but not unusually so. Still, it's difficult to know the position of the body when he fell. I agree with Mr. Holmes.
Winthrop and the blind woman were at the top of the stairs when he fell.
And in a position to have pushed him down.
Right.
You then imply that Miss Hall, being downstairs all the time, may be ruled out as a suspect.
Well, I should take that as a prima facie proof of her innocence.
Do you really think so, Watson?
What's that?
Who are you accusing, Mr. Holmes? Your fiancé.
Holmes?
You're insane. Not at all, I assure you. Your brother didn't fall down these stairs. He was killed, struck by a blow from behind, very probably in this room. His body was then placed at the foot of the stairs, and the legend having been carefully reawakened, and the manner in which your father met his death, and the gold doubloon, all led you to the obvious conclusion.
She couldn't have done it.
I assure you she could.
But Holmes, she had no motive. The estate now passes to Harvey Winthrop.
Well, yes, I'm the only one who had a motive. I would say you and the lady you are going to marry.
Are you going to report her to the police?
Less than useless, I'm afraid. No court in this world would ever convict her on the evidence we have.
Well, assuming you're right, and mind you, to me, it's only an assumption. There's nothing we can do.
Yes, there is. We can at least remove the assumption. Come with me, gentlemen, into the drawing room.
Constable, I didn't know you were there.
Just looking around, routine, you know, miss.
Of course. Did you want to see me?
Well, not especially, miss. A few more things to check up on.
The rest lies completely in your hands.
Alice is resting now. Not sleeping, but... Oh, this whole thing is horrible.
If you'll forgive us, Dr. Watson has a medical certificate to fill out.
Yes, I should attend to them.
Oh, Mr. Holmes. At your service, my good constable.
That Holmes. What a peculiar man.
What? Oh, Holmes, yes, he is, isn't he? Peg,
Yes?
Well, this is difficult to say.
What is, darling?
In light of what's happened, I think it's best we break off our engagement.
Break off? But why?
Well, there's certain to be a mess in the papers about all this.
Oh, you needn't worry about me, darling.
Well, actually, it's Alice I'm thinking of.
Alice?
Yes, she'll be so terribly alone now. In a way, I feel responsible for her.
You love her. You've always loved her. And now that your brother's dead, you...
You mustn't think that. There's something else.
What else? Why this sudden protective fatherly interest?
10 years ago, Alice and I went riding across the moors. I started a race. Her horse broke away from her and she couldn't stop him. He took a high fence and fell.
And Alice became blind. But you can't live with that for the rest of your life. It was an accident. It was unfortunate, but it shouldn't influence our relationship now.
I'm afraid it does. To me.
John dies and you take Alice. That's funny. That's really ironic.
Ironic? What makes you see ironic, such a situation?
I don't know. I just meant nothing. Just an expression.
Very interesting choice of words, I might add. Alas, I must confess we were eavesdropping. Is there anything you'd like to confess, Miss Hall?
What does this mean?
You spoke of irony. Such a choice word. You didn't kill John Winthrop so that Harvey could share the family fortune with Alice. You'd have seen to that in time.
You're insane. I couldn't have pushed John down the stairs. I was at the bottom myself.
Well, you were in a perfect position to strike him with this. And then, very thoughtfully, placed the end in the fire to remove any evidence of the blow.
No court in the world would convict me on evidence like that.
You're quite right, Miss Hall. But you know the facts. And we know the facts.
But surely, Holmes, something can be done.
I don't think so, Watson. The young lady used her wits, but an ancient legend. And a murderess walks free.
But it's a gold doubloon.
And she said no court in the world would ever convict her.
I hope you enjoyed these two episodes of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Many of you have told us, in fact, that you do. We would like to know what you think of the Sherlock Holmes series and everything and anything that you've enjoyed on these weekly TV visits, plus suggestions for the future. Send to us in the form of a card or letter mailed to I Remember Television, KVCR TV, 701 South Mount Vernon Avenue, San Bernardino, California, 92410. Thanks very much for writing. In modern day color television, this is Ed Rothhaar. Thank you for joining me as I Remember Television.